Suede and Vista Kicks. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Glad to. Start from the... I'm Nolan.
I'm Trevor.
Sam. Derek.
The last time we interviewed you guys, we kind of asked you about the characters on Chasing Waves. So we kind of wanted to ask you about Mr. Riley and Juliana, like kind of where the inspiration comes from.
Mr. Riley is another college friend. He's the third point of the triangle of me, Jack Revell, and me and Mr. Riley. So that was the other song that needed to happen. Just a good old friend.
Juliana is my niece, and my sister had her this year, and we were recording actually the day she was born. I recorded the vocals. Probably written like 15 different pages of lyrics, just like stanza after stanza. I didn't know, because I knew it was going to be about her. Once the name was Juliana and she was going to be called Juliana, it was like, it has to be about her. And I didn't know how to really write that one because I didn't want to like set out. Like, I had written one where it was like, Juliana 2085, where she's like becomes an old lady, like she's like throughout her whole life. You know, just like a bunch of different ways of doing it. But that day, my mom calls me, and my sister, they didn't have time to get to the hospital, and she had the baby actually herself. She had Juliana all by herself, and her motherly instincts just kicked in, and she's like, you know, just like delivered her own baby, which is insane. I don't even know anybody who's done that. But yeah, so then we were like, well, what song are we doing today? It was the first day of vocals, because we were recording it ourselves at our studio in Highland Park, and we were like, well, we got to do Juliana at least some point today. And I remember just writing down sort of a combination of everything I had written down before, but just like whatever like felt right that day, just wrote it down and just sang that, and that's what became the song. And I'm glad because I'm happy with the lyrics now. But that one took a while to get out.
Coming from like California, how has that environment kind of influenced your music and your sound?
I think when we first moved to LA and made Chasing Waves, being by the beach near the ocean, I guess could have influenced that sound a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're also discovering records, and we were collecting them, and we got very into the Eagles and a lot of the Malibu, Canyon type of sounding bands, Neil Young. Who else was out there that we're listening to? I can't even think of it now that I'm on the spot.
Mamas and the Papas.
Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was there.
Beach Boys?
The Doors.
Yeah, the Doors.
Just listening to a lot of classics.
Like California rock bands that came from California, Los Angeles.
It was cool because when we first moved to LA, it was like a lot of the people who, you know, we'd see at shows and stuff were like the older people. When they saw us, they felt like it was their duty to come inform us on bands and on like the history of bands. And like, especially seeing the long hair, they're like, you know, did you know that Jim Morrison used to shop at the grocery store on Topanga or whatever, wherever the hell it was. But like we just get all these like facts just like spewed into us. They're like, just check out that record, check out this record, and kind of, you know, it was a very organic process.
Okay, I was wanting to know from each of you what the first album you bought or can remember like buying was.
I remember going and getting the Beastie Boys. What is it? The Brooklyn one. What is it?
Check It Out? Is it Check It Out?
Yeah, I think it's Check It Out. Beastie Boys, Check It Out. I have a vivid memory of that. I don't think it was the first one, but maybe it's the first one I can remember.
For me, I was in first grade, and I really liked the song Enter Sandman by Metallica. And so I begged my dad every day to give me that CD for Christmas, and so I got the Black Album for Christmas, and I remember I listened to that from song 1 to 12, just all the time, just on repeat. But yeah, that was for me.
It was a birthday. My dad got me Nirvana's Nevermind and a CD player, like a portable one. And then the first CD I bought myself, though, with my own chore money, was a Jimi Hendrix Greatest Hits.
Yeah, you got one of those too.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna answer that in two parts as well, because the first one's easy. It was the Beatles, the one with the 1 on it.
Beatles one.
And that, I was like, can I have that Beatles record? And my dad was like, yeah, of course. Duh, easy. Like a 5-year-old asks you for a Beatles record. You're gonna give him the Beatles record. But the one I had to really beg for was Hermit's Greatest Hits.
What if you could return to a musical era, like a time period that you just really feel would be when you wanted to be alive and just witness that music live? What would it be from each of you?
The Summer of Love.
Yeah, I would definitely go back
That'd
to
be
the
sweet.
60s.
Just an experimental
Definitely.
time. Music was
And live through the 70s and
Yeah.
just the last 40 years really has been a gold mine for music, and I wish I got to experience it.
Yeah.
You can't go to a city and have this amazing experience like you could maybe in the 80s in LA on the Sunset Strip or whatever. That doesn't exist anymore. And I would like to experience that, I think
It's
that
all
would
on
be
the
something
internet.
really cool.
Yeah.
Without phones, without anyone posting about you doing silly shit, should be able to I want to just go back to a time where there's you can be wild.
Yeah.
I want to be able to cut loose and be part of something and not have to worry about obviously if you hurt someone there's repercussions there, but not someone posting and then that kind of repercussion of just being silly or something. I don't know.
We have a theory about people dancing in public, is that a lot of people don't dance at shows because
They don't want their
somebody's going to
Snapchat.
bring out their phone and make them look like an idiot when they're dancing, so it's it's one of those things where we try to break down those walls, those barriers.
It's fun to remember what music was. I think that, we'll always wish that we could be in the room when Paul McCartney was writing a song, or at, the Cavern Club when the Beatles were playing covers, or Woodstock or anything. But I'm really just excited to be in the music world today because it's really changing, and we're really at this tipping point where it's gone on for so long this certain way, and now people are starting to jump over to the other side, and things are really starting to change.
Yep.
And
You got
it's
people
really
like Chance the Rapper.
exciting,
Yeah.
really exciting. So
Exciting times. I'd probably go back to the Mozart days and just melt their faces.
That'd be cool.
imagine bringing a Les
It'd be
Paul
like,
back to
yeah, right? Because Mozart shit was blowing people's mind.
Oh yeah.
Imagine
I
a
mean,
wah-wah
triad.
It's
pedal.
great.
Yeah.
There's
wah-wah
no
pedal.
knocking Mozart. But the stuff, if they were hearing, I don't know, you throw on Booty Shaker's Ball in the 1500s, that'd be,
People
that'd be pretty
be
cool.
people be sinning left
There'd
and
be
right.
Yeah.
fires in the streets.
When did each of you decide to pursue music full time, and how was that? I know that can be a hard decision to choose that kind of lifestyle, and how was that decision in your life?
Well, it wasn't always this
It was
easy.
the year of the great move.
We were sitting at the coffee shop like Friends, like the TV show Friends, and Nolan came downstairs and he walked into the coffee shop. He said, "Psh, guys, we gotta move."
Whole studio audience
It happened
started
just
laughing.
like that too.
Yeah, basically there's this sort of mantra going on, and we were like, we gotta move, and then we gotta get Sam to move because his parents had already paid for the tuition.
College.
I remember we
college.
were at a different coffee shop, Shady Coffee and Tea, and we were like, well, he's like, I don't know, they already paid for it. I'm like, well, let's hypothetically say how long do you have until you can get the tuition back? Because you can get the tuition back if you decide to. Because kids are, they're 19. your decisions aren't very final at that age. So anyway, we decided to go to call them, and we called them. They're like, today's the last day. Actually, 3 o'clock. If you don't get your paperwork in by 3 o'clock, the money's gone. And so it's like 1, and we raced down to a FedEx, and this lady working there is like, oh yeah, I dropped out of school to be in a band.
You're like, oh, good sign.
All right. The stars are aligning. And so we got the paperwork in on time, and we did it. I think that was like really the pivotal moment.
Yep.
Because
and then it was off to the races at that point, and then
we had to go drive to Chico to get your shit, bring him, and he moved in with Nolan that day.
And Trevor, I was living with Trevor. And I didn't even tell him and I was living with him and his girlfriend, and or they were living with me. I should put it that way. And
girlfriend. At the
I got
time.
the place.
You single?
Anyway, I didn't tell them that Sam was moving in, so they pull up, and me and Sam were taking his mattress into the apartment. And Trevor's like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm like, "He's in my room, dude. Don't worry about it." Anyway, we bonded over. American Horror Story and Nintendo, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fish sticks.
And fish sticks.
Were you guys all in school, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you studying?
I was studying horticulture and business. I like to garden.
Cool.
Audio engineering, like
Nice.
recording music.
I did business too. Business.
Really?
Okay, Mr. Jazz Guy.
I
I'm
studied
doing
jazz.
jazz studies right now.
Are
That's
you?
what I'm in, yeah.
Don't knock it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
In
like,
one sentence, tell me about jazz.
At UNT in their jazz program.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, North Texas?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And what are you playing?
I sing, but I'm
nice.
I have to take like jazz keyboard, and then
Yeah, you gotta take
I
all
play
of
a
it.
little bit guitar, so I'm gonna.
Can you do a scat solo for us right now?
Please
Come on.
improvise.
Come on, scat.
It's some like Suede chord. That's exactly how I sound.
Don't get around much.
That video.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Any more.